I did so much fun. You need help, you need that. You need that again. I then said, when you need that. Testing, one, two, testing, testing, okay. Oh, no, I remember. My couple prisons. Thank you, my good mom. I don't know if it's working. Hello, Miguel, speaking. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a German. You have to get it. There we go. That's all. That's my sexy mama. Come on, come on. As we proceed, what you need. You know what? I go to a place. Be too care. Y'all all talk to a place. Anything doesn't get all it. Why did you do it all? That's sure. No, no, I'm in there, you know, see. All within walk over that way. Only the question.
Good night. Good evening, everyone. It's almost night time is about to change, so please remember that. It is truly a pleasure to serve as your mistress of ceremonies for this evening's event. I am Mrs. Andia Delancey, an alumna of the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, and also an adjunct lecturer. The Honorable Michael Pintard, leader of Her Majesty's official opposition, Mrs. Kim Bodie, Executive Director, Mr. Dino Cartwright, President of Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, Mrs. Christine Archer, Vice President, Mr. Ian Fernando, Chairman of the Education Committee, Ms. Jane Gibson, Treasurer, Mrs. Peggy Knowles, Member of the Council, representatives of member organizations, distinguished guests, awardees, and their guests, good evening again. I am especially excited because once the formalities of this segment conclude, we will continue the celebration of our graduates with a cocktail reception. Who's excited about that? This will indeed be an opportunity to relax, enjoy, and of course, engage with one another. But let's not forget, it's an opportunity to celebrate your achievements tonight. So give it up for yourselves. Let's give it up a round of applause, please. At this time, I invite you to please stand for the national anthem. Following the national anthem, kindly remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by Mrs. Christine Archer, Vice President of the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services.
Please continue standing and bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity, for the administrators, the teachers, family, friends, and we take this opportunity to share with one another the successes, the hard work, the late nights, all of the cries in trying to achieve something better in life. We ask you, dear Lord, to continue to hold the hands of these students and also to give strength to the teachers and administration as they continue on their success in this life. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
You may have a seat. Coming now to bring a very warm welcome is Mr. Randy Taylor. Randy Taylor is also a proud graduate of the Introduction to Trust Law and Administration. Mr. Taylor is also employed at the Teachers and Salaried Workers Union. He will be followed by Mrs. Tanzania Strawn Carey, graduate of the certification in international taxation, and also an employee of the Department of Inland Revenue. Mrs. Strawn Carey will also introduce our guest speaker, the Honorable Michael Pintard, leader of Her Majesty's Official Opposition. Okay, but before she comes, we want to invite Mr. Navarro Newton, who will provide us with a special treat in the form of a musical selection. Please welcome him. You reach into yourself, the all that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along, it's time to carry on. And ask you finish time, and you know you can survive. When you feel hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you finally see the truth, a hero like you. There's a long road, but you face the world. No one keeps you sound ahead, bring you to hold. You can find if you search within yourself. In the emptiness you found will disappear. You can hope is gone. You can turn you and be strong.
And I see the truth. Feel like you. And I to follow. There will be tomorrow. Time. I'm gonna carry on. There's a side. You know you can survive. When you go, when you go, I will say the truth.
Give it up again for Mr. New. So we took a different spin. So we treated you with a welcome in a musical selection. So we did it very nice. And so now we're going to welcome Mr. Randy Taylor, who will give us our official welcome for tonight.
First thing first, I will not be singing tonight. Not gonna try and follow that up, so it ain't gonna happen. However, there's something I always wanted to try, at least once in my life, in church that is. So please participate. Everyone look to the person to your right and say, man, you look awesome this evening. Oh, but we're not finished yet. Look to the person to you now to your left and say, hey, you look extra awesome this evening. I can now take it off my bucket list. I am good. But all fun and jokes aside, let's get serious for a minute now. So, good afternoon again. First and foremost, we have to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Michael Pinta, the leader of Her Majesty's loyal opposition. Thank you for being in attendance, sir. We do appreciate that. We also want to acknowledge and thank our esteemed faculty, proud family members and friends, and most importantly, congratulations to the remarkable graduates of the various financial services programs at the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, our beloved BIFS. It is an honor to welcome you to this ceremony, a day that marks the culmination of your hard work, your sacrifice, countless hours of study. You've arrived at the end of the road. So give yourselves a rousing round of applause. And of course, it's a part two. Now give yourselves a convincing round of applause. So today we recognize your impressive achievement to completing those rigorous programs. You have mastered complex concepts, navigated challenging markets, and developed a keen understanding of the financial landscape. These certifications are not just a piece of paper or something that you're going to put on the shelf to catch dust. No. Amen? Okay. These certifications, like I said, are not just a piece of paper. but it's a testament to your perseverance, your intellectual curiosity, and your ability to thrive in a developing field. As you move into your professional lives or advance further into your careers, you will be responsible for guiding individuals and businesses towards their financial goals. The skills you would have acquired are more crucial than ever. We at BIFS, and I am a part of BIFS, and more importantly, your family have every confidence that you will approach this responsibility with the same dedication and integrity you have demonstrated throughout your studies. So I say, go forward, make a difference, embrace new challenges, pursue your passions, and never stop learning. And I have to stress that again, never stop learning. You only stop learning when you're dead, and this is a live crowd. Amen? All right. The financial world is evolving and it needs your innovation, your thinking, your ethical leadership, and your commitment to service. We are incredibly proud of you and excited to see the impact that you will carry on. So here comes the shameless plug. You know it was coming. On behalf of the Trust Law and Administrative class of 2025, which I'm a part, we say relax, let your hair down, and behave like you say, love yourself. You are now officially welcome to the day's ceremony. I say congratulations, and let the church say, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for such a wonderful welcome. We will now call on Mrs. Tanzania Strawn Perry, graduate of the Certification in International Taxation and also an employee of the Department of Inland Revenue. She will introduce our guest speaker for tonight, the Honorable Michael Pintard.
With protocol already established, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good evening. It is my distinct honor to introduce a man whose life and work embodies the spirit of leadership, creativity, and service, the Honorable Michael C. Pintard. He is the leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition and the Member of Parliament for Marco City. His journey from student leader to national statesman is marked by a steadfast commitment to uplifting Bahamian society through education, public service, and the arts. He holds degrees from the College of the Bahamas and Tuskegee University, where he excelled as a university scholar and student government president. His academic pursuits continued at McGill University and the University of Miami, where he was awarded the prestigious James Michener Scholarship. It is also noteworthy to mention that he holds a certification in anti-money laundering and compliance that he earned at the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services. Beyond politics, Mr. Pintard is a published poet, playwright, and speaker whose words have resonated both nationally and internationally, from the halls of the United Nations to UNESCO forums across the globe. Some of his written work include Follow Your Dreams, Politrips, Men Talk, Not My Good Child, and Still Standing. To date, his poetry collection, Still Standing, is studied by high school students, and his theater productions have become cultural landmarks in the Bahamas. He has served as a consultant to the government in ministries with responsibility for economic development, tourism, youth, sports, and culture. He is the former host of the radio program The Way Forward on GEMS 105.9 FM, and he has led initiatives in the youth development, agriculture, and marine resources by way of Grand Bahama Airport Company, Freeport Harbor Company, and Freeport Container Port. He has served as consultant for several organizations, including BOPAC Terminal Bahamas and the ministry responsible for the public service. Through every role, he has maintained a passionate and is an advocate for progress, equity, and national pride. And beyond every public role is a private foundation. Blessed to share his life with his wife, Berlice Pintard Nee Lightburn, and his daughter, Michaela. They reside in Freeport, Grand Bahama, where family, faith, and community has been said to keep him grounded. Please join me in welcoming a visionary leader, a gifted communicator, and a true son of the Bahamas, the Honorable Michael E. Pintard.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Madam Executive Director, Mr. President, Chairman of the Board, all of the staff and the faculty of this incredible institute, and to all of the well-wishers who've come to celebrate with our awardees tonight and our graduates. Once again, good evening. And congratulations. Let me begin by thanking Pastor Taylor for the wonderful welcome. And just to amend what was said about the cocktail reception, that if you are not enthusiastic tonight, you will have a cocktail reception with strictly unleaded drinks. I just want you to know that. It is good to be here, and it is an honor to stand before you at this gathering where we celebrate the excellence, talent, and professionalism of Bahamian persons who have made a difference in our financial services sector. You are much like the Bahamas as a country that sits in the Hurricane Alley. You are resilient because this sector has changed in so many ways over the years, and yet we have been able to keep pace with those rapid changes on the international sector. The Bahamas international financial services sector has been renowned for decades. We've had some rough spots, but Bahamians continue to prove that we are as talented as anyone else, anywhere else in the world. And those of you tonight who are gathered are in fact the architects of our nation's stellar reputation in global finance. You are the lawyers, accountants, trust officers, compliance specialists, fund administrators, insurers, and bankers, and a host of other areas, each of you playing an indispensable role in sustaining confidence, attracting investment, and creating opportunities for Bahamians. One of the things missing in our jurisdiction that I believe you will be a pivotal part of, as you look at various countries around the world that continue to excel, research and development is an integral part of their budget. The Bahamas has not arrived there yet, but you must be the graduating class, you must be the professionals that insist on each government making evidence-based decisions, and it is better to gather that evidence ourselves, to develop a reputation across all sectors, but especially in financial services, that we are committed to research and development and attracting the best from around the world to make the Bahamas home to conduct that research. And then to be on the cutting edge of introducing the kinds of products that would help this economy grow beyond the flat 2% that we have been seeing for more than 15 years. And so, as I begin, let me extend my personal congratulations to everyone who's receiving a diploma, certificates, designations, and other forms of worthy recognition. The entire nation, but most especially your family, we're proud of you. And I know it is extremely difficult to balance family life, a full-time or part-time job, and studying. And of course, in a society where we sometimes wonder whether we are properly compensated for our skills, we wonder why we continue to get additional designations. Well, it isn't exclusively about the money. It is also being equipped to do something transformative, first in your own life, in your company or department, and then by extension in our nation. we meet at a moment of transition and challenge. And we have an opportunity, I believe, as a country to do something really significant on the global stage. You and I know that the global regulatory environment continues to be an evolving space. Sometimes it's unpredictably and seldom, the changes are within our interests as small island developing states. The truth is, international bodies, notably the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, and the Financial Action Task Force, they continue to adjust standards and expectations for transparency, anti-money laundering, and countering financial and, of course, terrorism financing. The truth is, as they make the changes that they make, they're not thinking about you and I who are in this room tonight. And quite frankly, they couldn't care less if our industry survived. And so successive governments have sought to work in a way that we challenge the very organizations that impose standards and adjustments. We call it moving goalposts on countries like the Bahamas, while they themselves are often not compliant to the very rules. And so we have worked together to challenge them. Because what they say and the way they characterize our economy determines to what extent that hard work you're doing behind the scenes, whether it succeeds or not, whether persons trust this jurisdiction or not. And so we see over and over, the goalpost continues to change. And so across administrations, we in the Bahamas have worked hard to remain compliant in a world of ever-shifting goalposts. And we in the opposition have supported the government of the day in calling out often unfair application of standards within the global financial marketplace. The very same countries that seek to apply onerous and exacting protocols on the Bahamas often give a pass to regional governments and overseas territories that caters to the same customers. Graduates, awardees, this is relevant for you because at the end of the day, if you are to succeed in your individual occupations, it is important that we succeed as a country. So today in our celebration, we are not divorced from the assault that we are under, but we have a duty of care to make sure we respond to the unfair practices in a way that is responsible and in our collective interests. And so we say, nevertheless, while we have and will continue to prosecute the case for fairer and more equitable treatment for the Bahamas, we accept that the standards imposed in this new global financial architecture are not simply technical hurdles to clear. They are the price of participation in an integrated global financial system that increasingly insists upon good governance, robust compliance, and demonstrable cooperation. Our sector has faced acute scrutiny in recent years, but in each case, we have responded. In each case, we've also challenged the global community to be fair to you, because you are behind the scenes helping us to again engage in good governance, keeping our jurisdiction safe from those bad actors, most of whom, in fact, hail from the very jurisdictions that put onerous requirements on us. The rapid implication of new protocols, often with unrealistic timeframes and with unreasonable expectations, have meant that in a small financial center such as ours, that we have to expend scarce resources to meet the protocols and to comply. This scrutiny no doubt has consequences. Increased due diligence costs, reputational pressures, and sometimes constrain market access. And it makes it harder for smaller jurisdictions like ours to compete. So we ask you, in the course of getting your own certification, please collaborate across your sector, because it is important for us to observe the environment that we're in, and accept the challenge that no matter what obstacles and impediments are put in our path, as a country, we will work together to not only meet the standards, but to exceed them and nevertheless compete with those who put stumbling blocks in our way. We have the capacity, graduates. We have the capacity to do so. But what is also important is that no political organization should then use the unrealistic, in some cases, expectations placed on us to be lax in what we ought to do as a country. And so both administrations have a responsibility to work with you, because this is not an enterprise that can be done only at the political directorate. We require the private sector, civil society, all of us, to ensure that we have a robust financial services sector. So I submit to you that we must be about the business of being on the cutting edge, creating new products in this sector that we believe can once again return to the glory days where we were among the leaders in the financial services sector around the world. And so let's accept that the world has changed and that the proverbial cheese has been moved. On the global stage, we will, with a singular voice, continue to advocate for a fairer, more inclusive, more equitable financial regulatory framework. At home, let us work to develop and implement a constructive approach, nonpartisan, pragmatic, and forward-looking, that empowers professionals like you and position the Bahamas to seize opportunities. Let me say that again, I mentioned to you earlier, what is at risk if you lack enthusiasm are purely unleaded drinks. First of all, an honest appraisal of the recent issues facing your sector is extremely important. Even with our protests and objections, the Bahamas have still come under tremendous scrutiny. What was interesting is that we continue to sign new treaties proving that we are among the top tier nations across the financial service sector in embracing new innovations, new requirements for compliance on the global level. Evaluations by international bodies against these agreed standards have highlighted areas where we have needed stronger controls, beneficial ownership, timely exchange of information, economic substance, and the operational capacity of supervisory authorities. The implications have been tangible, heightened due diligence by correspondent banks and a demand for clearer demonstration of compliance frameworks. The truth is, all of you here tonight, I'm asking all of us to begin to think or continue to think well beyond this jurisdiction. The Bahamas is truly on many levels under threat, whether it is as a result of climatic events or overreach of larger countries, particularly in Europe and the US, in the financial services sector. We are under threat. So we have an obligation to consider how through your sector we are able to establish additional pillars under our economy so that we are not so narrowly reliant on tourism and financial services as the means to drive this economy. In this room, we have so much talent. Many persons have passed through these doors in the University of the Bahamas and around the world, but still somehow in 2025, the Bahamian community is facing an economy for more than 15 years that continues to grow at a meager 2%. So graduates, as you return to your place of work, I'm asking you to consider that we look beyond our immediate assignments at work and we engage in a broader community discussion of how can I use the skills that I have gained to put pressure on a system that has proven that it can be responsive to challenges from without and challenges from within, so that we can drive an economic growth north of 2%, north of 3%, as we collaborate with each other in creating additional additional legs that this economy can stand on. Thirdly, let me say that reputational management for the Bahamas in this changing global environment is critical. Media narratives and blacklists, whether fair or not, can affect market confidence rapidly. We must ensure our narrative is grounded in facts, that the Bahamas has taken concrete steps to meet global standards and continue to strengthen governance. I say again, despite all of the challenges and global trends, I believe that we have an opportunity to create a jurisdiction that investors, sophisticated and new investors, would be proud to be a part of. And so the work that you are doing every day, what you are doing is creating a profile of a country where we can repair any historical hits on our reputation. And they would say with confidence, it makes sense doing business in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And so the shift to compliant, substance-based business models with international clients with high net worth, I believe that this shift that is occurring, that we are up to the challenge to lead by embracing new technologies, by doing something that we have only talked about for many years, which is ease of doing business. Where you sit every day, you have a chance to help the Bahamas lose the reputation that capital when parked here is not productive. And therefore, we have ceded opportunities to the Turks and Caicos in many cases, to the Cayman Islands, to other jurisdictions where business can be done faster. But I know as graduates, as persons who have worked diligently in this sector, we are entering a new era where you will ensure that we move faster in the Bahamas than we have ever moved. That we insist that all administrations that audition for the job of governance, that we are committed to be facilitators, removing impediments out of the way of Bahamian investors and foreign investors. Let this be a part of your commitment in your own job, also in your commentary in the Bahamas as we consider the role that as financial services professionals, the role that you play in propelling this country forward. Let me say that the rise of fintech, digital assets, and tokenization, all of these are critical to our forward movement. Technology is reshaping capital formation, payments, and asset management. The Bahamas Dare Act and other regulatory changes they have positioned the Bahamas to become a major player in this emerging space. With a coordinated and deliberate strategy, fintech can broaden our market, attract innovative businesses, and create high-level value jobs for all Bahamians. I say to those persons who have studied financial planning, one of the challenges that we face that you are badly needed in is far too many Bahamians are not yet empowered. I'm advised that more than 90% of the Bahamians, none of whom are in this room, have less than $1,000 in the bank. The truth is, you are badly needed. We have to develop a national savings program. Employers and employees have to sit down and consider what could we do together to change our prospects going forward? What can we do to help the next generation to become owners of this economy rather than mere employees and participants? What can we do in Grand Bahama where I live, or in New Providence, where we go to the bank and the section where the loans are is filled with Bahamians, and sometimes in Grand Bahama the line is almost to the door of those who work for the industrial companies who've come from halfway around the world to the land of our birth to invest in dreams for them and their children. They are repatriating money home, and we are often stuck in the loan section for the second or third time to borrow additional funds. Graduates, you have an opportunity to change this. So beyond our celebration tonight, we can do some incredible things for our country. The owners of the economy are so small. It's such a small number that we could put them on a 747 and fly them out of the country. What you can do as a result of what you have achieved is you could broaden the base so that more of us own a piece of the rock. And we're not so angry about others coming in because we will organize how they come in. We'll make sure they come in the right way on terms that we define, not them. And they'll come to serve the interests that we design. So graduates, tonight, I'm excited to be talking to the top 1% in the country who've taken the time to prepare, who understands the value of planning and saving, who knows the value of technology and collaboration, to, as Warren Miller say, to make sure that the wealth in the Bahamas becomes more common. As I wrap up, I want to underscore that we have a marvelous opportunity to work to move funds from overseas into our jurisdiction, to ensure that Bahamians, for the first time, will be able to legally participate in investing in every single company that does business in the Bahamas. Think about it. So many companies are making money in the Bahamas, and legally, there are impediments to you investing in them. Some of us work for companies we cannot invest in. And so we have to be a part of reshaping the Commonwealth of the Bahamas so that no major hotel, no Atlantis, no Bahama, no agency, industrial company in Grand Bahama, you cannot invest in. And while we're responsible in keeping our system stable, it is important to relax some of the requirements that we put in place that prevents you from onboarding funding from overseas that allow you to explore the dreams and the visions that you have. You have an opportunity to be disruptive in this system and not merely to fit into the job description given, but to challenge the agencies that you're a part of and any government that leads to do things not just differently, but more effectively in catapulting the Bahamas forward. And so I'm pleased to hear from Mrs. Bodie and from others that we are now in a position to create centers of excellence for all of our compliance officers. There was a time we were exporting compliance officers. We want to grow the number so large in every area that you are qualifying in tonight that we can export for a season, only a season. We need you all here, only for a season, talent overseas. But we have to also create the frameworks where those who live overseas, who hail from the Bahamas, can see a pathway for them to grow if they return home to the land of their birth. Many of your children, your brothers and sisters who have left, they see no pathway to come back because they believe that the opportunities are too few, the ceiling is almost impenetrable, that you must be aligned with someone politically or financially so that you can get your feet in the door. You have an opportunity to create a different reality for the country. So you can't just be silent as in the field that you're in. You have to be open in terms of sending that text, writing that letter to the editor, weighing in your church meetings about the way forward, not just for that institution, but for the country. You're being trained through this marvelous institute, again, taught by outstanding lecturers, not merely to make more money, but to make a greater difference in a country that is crying out for your talent. In fact, no one has a monopoly on good ideas. And think about it for a moment. We've had share offerings in this country that many Bahamians, maybe some in this room couldn't buy into because they start at $49,000. The buy-in has been out of our reach. We need a new generation that reshapes that kind of consideration to say that any opportunities being created in the Bahamas, particularly using Bahamian assets by necessity, means that the person with $1,000 should be able to buy shares in what was their asset. We should do something different in the Bahamas. When Kim and the team brings me in to speak on some technical subjects. I will share the remainder of our recommendation, but the Holy Spirit is leading me in a different direction. And as you celebrate your achievement tonight, let's have a sober moment where we reflect on where we are as a country and what your stepping up could mean to where we will be 5, 10, 15 years from now. It cannot and must not be business as usual. The awards that you get, the designations that you hold, must represent a new generation of Bahamian professionals who are not contented to be a part of the branch that's headquartered elsewhere, creating new brands that send satellite parts of your company elsewhere. We have that ability. We are as talented as anyone else, anywhere else in the world, but saying it is one thing, manifesting it in what we do is another. And so tonight, as I come to celebrate with you, to congratulate you, I'm also challenging you to make sure that the next chapter of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas benefit from your example of pursuing excellence, benefit from your voice that's asking us to change the trajectory of where we are going. Let no organization, no political organization tell you that we are clearly on the right path, heading in the right direction at the right pace. Just know we can and we must be and do more. And I say to you, if not you, then who will step up? If not now, then when, as a country, we're going to step up? I believe the time is now, and I believe the persons who will be a part of that is all of you. God bless you and congratulations.
Thank you, Honorable Michael Pintard. Your words have indeed been inspiring and very timely. Someone will come on later and do the vote of thanks, but I want to say thank you so much for giving us a call to action. Two things stood out. We have to challenge the status quo. That's very, very important. And we also have to make sure that it's difficult to complain about something if you don't want to do something about it, right? And so graduates, as you celebrate this significant achievement, you have actually taken on the opportunity to, step out there and show exactly what it is that you've worked so hard for. So put it to work. When you get in those rooms where you're able to speak up on subject matters, don't be afraid to speak up. Use your voice to drive change. So thank you so much. So now we're going to get to a good part of tonight's agenda, and we're going to give out some gifts tonight. Who's excited? All right, okay, so I'm gonna call on Ms. Francis, one of the staff members of BIFS. Let's welcome Ms. Francis, please. Good evening, everybody. When you checked in, we told you to hold the bottom of your ticket, right? So let's pull those tickets out. All right, I'm gonna call the ticket number 1. Shade. Ticket number 030. Going 1, going twice, gone. Ticket number 025. 025. Gone. Come on. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. And while ticket number 025 come, let me pull another one. Oh, shake it out, okay. It's fine. Get it to me ready, Paul. Ticket number 144. 140 coming, all right. Ticket number 007. 007. Someone have that ticket? 00, oh, she come in. I like this one. Thank you. Okay, so we have any more prizes, Ms. Francis? I don't put you on the spot. Any more? Okay, we have a couple more prizes, so don't leave tonight. Don't leave too early. So stay until the end so you're able to benefit from those prizes. So now we are going to invite Miss Letitia Bullard-Dean, the Evening Institute Manager, and also Mr. Miguel Pratt, the Program Director, to commence the fun part of tonight, the awards presentation. Let's welcome them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, recipients. Could you all stand, please, and give our recipients a round of applause? Thank you. You may be seated. But I'm now going to begin with the students in the intermediate AML and compliance system. Could I have Mrs. Christine Archer, lecturer at BIFS, to come and present the certificates for us, please? And I'm starting tonight with our outstanding student, Delkisa Wood Rose. Deandra Bain. Samantha Brown Kelly. Antoinette Burrows. Mathia Butler. Pamitri Prasad. Shawanda Clark. Tisha Dean. Onise Dean. Denise Dorset. Interior Delabo. Kimberly Ferguson. Shakara Henfield. Janelle Knowles. Anastasia Maki. LaShonda McNeil. Shavonna Moniz. Q-Cal Palmer. Lottie Plummo. Ashley Premier. Anika Rose. Drashane Rose. Rochalda Russell. Ashley Rutherford. Jakara Smith. Blair Spiro. Tamia Strawn. Antonio Thompson. Denise Thompson. Tracy Gardner. Now we're moving on to the employment law student. Our outstanding student, Harley Griffin and Alicia Johnson. Jay Black. Jazz Claire. Bernica Davis Rami, sorry. Lakeisha Ellis. Raquel Min. Crispin Sands. Jason Taylor. Antoinette Thompson. And Dominica Thompson. Frederick Monroe. Students in the intermediate HR management. Our outstanding student is Tremaine Taylor. Neil Hall. Aramanta Hepburn. Jasmine Johnson. Kamisha Thompson. Fakara Rami. Lakeisha Thurston. We're moving on to the credit and collections. Most outstanding student, Patronique Ashwood. Elaine Bethel. Santino Mesa. And Dominica Thompson. Students completing the credit and collection stage 2. From Mia Cambridge, Ron Comer, Jennifer Edwards, Yvonne Rose, Perlene McPhee, Omara Strawn, and Rashan Taylor. Students completing the intro to trust law and administration. Our most outstanding student, Linda Miller. Tanisha Pelican. Palestina Bowles. Kendra Kelly. Talia Whitfield. Elkin Missick. Shantae Hannah. Monique Knowles. Mr. Randy Taylor. Can you give them a round of applause, too? From Mitra Casal. Kishawn Butler. Could I have a round of applause for all the Scotia Bank supplement? Trustee diploma, most outstanding student, Kristen Pratt. Jasmine Bain. Angelique Cartwright. Ariana Knowles. Now I'm gonna call, thank you, Mrs. Archer. And call Mr. Pratt to the mic, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Dean and Mrs. Archer. So Archer will be calling you minutes. So in the meantime, can I have Ms. Peggy Knowles, council member, to join us on stage? We're gonna start off with company law practice and administration, stage 1. Ms. Nikita Isaacs, Equity Bank. Kishman McDonald, Equity Bank. Cassandra Thompson, Equity Bank. Shanna Thompson, Equity Bank. Corporate governance and financial literacy, Victoria Aubrey, Fidelity Bank, Abigail. Megan Brown, Bank of the Bahamas. Javon Forbes, Private Trust. Felicia Saunders. Shawnette Smith. Marissa Wilkinson, Guarantee Trust Limited. Moving on to mastering mortgages. Coretta Road. Teachers Salary Workers Cooperative Credit Union. Shannon Aubrey, Paradigm Advisors. Mona Augustine, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Daniel Bain. Paul Bethel. Chanel DePass. Charlotte Gardner. Helia Jones. Shalicia Johnson, Bank of the Bahamas. LeVar McPhee, Scotiabank, Freeport. Caroline Petit, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Marcia Richardson, the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. Oprah Sim, Bank of the Bahamas. Elsa Rokas, Central Bank of the Bahamas. Thomas Smith, Commonwealth Bank. Nikisha Simonet, Scotia Bank of the Bahamas. Lakira Miller. Moving on to introduction to computer skills, we have Shanna Thompson, Equity Bank, Walton Hope, Commonwealth Bank, and we have 7 members from the Ohio State Gardening Company and Paradise Island. Fabio Ambrista, Brandon Cash, Jimmy Charles, Melvin Fulham, Gino Kemp, Zhivago King, Pierre Filexon, Rochelle Newton, and Maria Nuri. Computer skills. Now, thank you, Mrs. You know, unfortunately, I struggled on this one. But let me ask Ms. Renee Tucker to join me on stage, please. Folks, this year we have had, I think we've kept records. We have had the most graduates at 271 and about 276 certificates. So the most since BIFS has been incorporated. Fundamentals of Records Management, Tracy Gardner. Tonya Mori, Financial Intelligence Unit. Scotacia Rota, the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. Jalen Fowler, the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. Michelle N. Thompson, Fidelity Bank. Rhodesia Line, the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. Saraya McClure, the Bahamas Mortgage. LaShawn Moss, Scotiabank Bahamas. Sherelle Hutchinson, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Zia Poitier, Teachers Salary Workers Cooperative Credit Union. Sheridan Munnings, Equity Bank. Miranda Thompson, Equity Bank. Devante Walks, TGI Investments. Thank you, Ms. Tucker. I call again on our first Vice President, Ms. Christine Archer. We're gonna call on certification and international taxation. Tanzania Storm Theory, the company is Revenue. Elon Bain, Department of Inland Revenue. Samantha Ball, Department of Inland Revenue. Reyes Brown, Department of Inland Revenue. Alfreda Gibson, KPMG Bahamas. Jody Johnson, Department of Inland Revenue. Shalithia Johnson, Department of Inland Revenue. Tamara Johnson, Banco Santander. Joycelyn Knowles, Scotia Wealth Management. Kyle Cunningham, Department of Inland Revenue. Tonya Roll, Department of Inland Revenue. Devante Ferguson, Department of Inland Revenue. Jarrell Newbold, Department of Inland Revenue. Once again, congratulations to all my certification and taxation graduates. Now we move on to our certified international financial planners. Jory Fox, Credit Suisse. Kayleen Jones, Butterfield Bank. Shanice Taylor, CFAL. Janae Francis Ingram, Scotia Wealth Management. Samantha Knowles, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Lashante Joffrey. Aries Johnson. Sanchez Maki, Scotiabank. Gerard McAlpine, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Freeport. Benjamin Mutri Grant, West Bay Advisors. Charlene Pierre, Ministry of Finance. Richard Pinder, CFAL. Tamika Pratt, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Karan Richardson, UBS. Dawn Taylor, Scotiabank. Asa Wallace, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Abaco. Congratulations, my certified financial planners. We move on to our certified international risk managers. Geraldine Brown, Banco Santander. Ricardo Bethel, Financial Intelligence Unit. Lamont Dorset, Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. Ronnie Bastian, Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. Sir Sean Butler, Scotiabank Bahamas. Ron Butler, Central Bank of the Bahamas. Folks, I want to bring you to your attention. These two fellas say they're not twins. What, brother? They say they're not twins. Take it down. You agree? All right. I'll leave it alone. Marcia Charlo. Erica Cooper Sanders, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Sharika Cooper, Commonwealth Bank. Renita Hanna, Gaming Board of the Bahamas. Dominic Lockhart, Commonwealth Bank. Jordan Minnis, CSB5 Management Company. Shinaka Pollard, Bahamas Development Bank. Indira Sands, Bank of the Bahamas. Kelson Simmons, Commonwealth Bank. Deanna Taylor, Commonwealth Bank. Rudia Thompson, BTC. Anise Tucker, New Providence Life. Congratulations to my risk managers. We move on to our wealth managers. Keisha Smith, Social Wealth Management. Therese Archer, CIBC First Caribbean. Janine Bethel, Royal Fidelity Bank and Trust. Rosetta Cartwright, Scotiabank Bahamas. Cheryl Collins, Octagon Fund Management. Jessica Ford. Quentin Gibson, Royal Fidelity Bank Bahamas Bank and Trust. Dominic Parker, Scotiabank Bahamas. Rodrigo B. Pinder, Sunshine Finance. Armand Mutri Macintosh, for Capital Partners. Bonnet Sanders. Odyssey Strong, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Abaco. Jared McAlpine, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Freeport. Fundamentals of auditing. Thank you once again, my wealth managers. Fundamentals of auditing. Tracy Gardner, Samantha Ball, Department of Inland Revenue. Gwendolyn Palmer, Scotia Wealth Management. And LaShawn Moss, Scotiabank Bahamas Limited. Congratulations to my fundamentals of voting. Thank you, Ms. Archer, for your service. I would like to call on our chairman of the Education Committee, Mr. Ian Fernando. Okay, our credit skills. Most of our credit skills are online via Zoom. Cordero Taylor, Fidelity Bank, Bahamas. Julianne Charles, East Caribbean Asset Management. Sonia Roberts Carter, Eastern Caribbean Bank Limited. Brandon McLean, CIDB Cayman Islands Development Bank. Andrea Smith, the Bank of Nevis Limited, and Alfred Strengthwest Bahamas Development Bank. You also have Cameron Knowles, Domincia Bain Hepburn, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Sherelle Hutchinson, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, Victoria P. Miller, Fidelity Bank Bahamas. I'm going to move on to our certified property managers. Shanika Camacho, Scotiabank Bahamas. Deborah Zonical, Royal Bank Bahamas. Deborah Zonical. Property managers. Yes. Shuffle, Hepburn, Junior, Scotland Industries. Jonelle Adderley. Keyshawn Paula Adderley. Devard Bain. Tamara Bain. Diamante Barr. Samantha Barrett. Ryan Bethel. Joanna Boodle. Horace Boleg. Antoine Brooks. Deandra Brown Ferguson. Eldora Butler. Marsha Campbell. Santelia Cowell. Deshantia Cartwright. Alana Colley. Sharonda Curtis. Ashley Darwell. Jamie Davis. Donovan Dawkins. Chevy Edwards. Deanna Ferguson. LaVonda Ferguson. Zariah Forbes. Jario Fox. Tony Gaudette. Tanya Green. Galleries Hepburn. Verinia Hepburn. Ariella Horton. Paula Hunter. Anastasia Johnson. Samara Johnson. Felice Jones. Melanie Josie. Tina Kelly. Rashana Kemp. Conrad King. Felicia King. Valderine Larudo. Dominic Lightburn, Savannah Mackey, Rokira Miller, Letitia Monroe, Claudia Monroe, Alexandria Newbold, Donald Nuens, Shanika Pearson, Raquel Pinder, Kendrick Pinder, Aquila Pratt, Jamal Pratt, Nadia Raleigh, Rashay Roker, Lakendria Saunders, Lakendria Roll, London Roll, Sarah Roll, Philippi Shanoon, Bianca Sims, Wanton Smith, Ileana Sofilica, Ashton Simonet, Lexon Simonet, Gloria Cooper, Candice Thompson, Ramonia Kirsten, Elwood Kynes, Marcia Walker, Sidney Gilmore, George A. Wilson. Folks, congratulate our 73 graduates. Commission work. No. Folks, if you look at the last page, you'll see the various job selection, the way the persons work. Unfortunately, I can't see, but I can't read my own work. Sorry for that. Anyway, let's thank Mr. Fernando. Yeah, want to thank Mr. Fernando because that's 73 graduates, not actually students, within one academic year. Okay? So, we did a fantastic job. Let's go. Thanks for that. I just want to mention our certificate of funds administration. Makita Kelly, Keystone Solutions. Bernie Avron, Genesis Funds. Kelly Road, Genesis Funds. And Karen Stubbs, Genesis Funds. All right. Okay, we still have, they want to call, but ladies and gentlemen, we do want to recognize our MBA graduates. Every year, we have a certain amount of graduates in December and January from Bangor University. Persons sitting in your spot eventually end up as a master's in business administration, either in financial crime and compliance, illicit funds, or financial services. So I'd like to go ahead and call Dr. Craig. Miss Janelle Gardner, CG Atlantic Group Bahamas. Janelle has already received two of her certificates. Felicia Brister, Tracy DeVoe, Alexandria Feaster from Central Bank, Monique, Tracy Ann, and Angelina Colby, as well as the Troy Bodie Scott. Okay, thank you once again, and congratulations to our masters and grade students. And we also invite Mrs. Francis on stage for the top student awards. Correct? All right. He is begging me to come down. So thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to our 271 graduates and the start event for the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services.
All right, let's give it up again for our graduates. We should all be really extremely proud of our awardees this evening. They've done a wonderful job and have worked very hard. So before we move on to the presentation of our top awards and the floating trophy, we will enjoy another musical selection by Mr. Navarro Newton. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage. Please continue to clap until he comes to the stage.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Bright light, a beautiful city, I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive, we're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. All right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside shine bright. Tonight, you and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Palms rise with the universe as we moonshine and Molly. Feel the world will never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become all tonight, you and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. So alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond, beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 So shine bright tonight, you and I. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I'm too high, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond, beautiful. Diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Congratulations.
I don't know about y'all, but I sure feel like a diamond tonight. What about y'all? Yeah? Okay. So every year I have one cohort of students who are near and dear to my heart. And this year was the Certificate in International Taxation group. These group of people, especially the inland revenue crew, I know each and every one of them by name, by their email, and their desk number. Whether it was them getting their manual on time, Miss Francis, Miguel in office, which they was my babies. So I just wanted to be the one to call off the top award for that particular subject. Receiving the top award for the certificate in international taxation is Mistress Tanzania Strawn Carey. Is Tanzania in the room? Tanzania, she was here. Oh, she went, okay, I'll recall that name, yeah. So Mr. Pratt, my boss, will come and call the rest.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson, or Ms. Francis, sorry, I was, as I told. Anyway, can I ask my boss? I will do as I'm told.
Good evening again. The most outstanding student for the intermediate AML and compliance system, Delkisa Woods Rowell. Could you give her another round of applause, please? Most outstanding student for employment law, Alicia Johnson. Is Carly Griffin here? Carly Gifford. Most outstanding student for credit and collection. Anyone here from the Bahamas Law Enforcement? Can you come up and collect that award, please, for Patrick Ashwell? Outstanding student for Intro to Trust, Law and Administration, Linda Miller. And Mr. Pratt, you can come to the mic, please.
Okay, let's try this one more time. She's back in the room. I told her she ain't getting that long heartfelt speech, right? She can't get, just kidding. But Mrs. Tanzania, believe it or not, she just took an exam. The exam was 70 questions. And on her exam, she got 69. So receiving the top award for certificate in taxation is Mrs. Tanzania Swan period.
Okay, hopefully it's my turn, yeah. Anyway, yes, you want to vote, I need you. Can I ask my boss, Ms. Kimberly, to join the honorable on stage as before the last set of. No, not today. Okay. We have anybody from Equity Bank here? Yes, no? Anybody from Fidelity Bank? Okay, can I ask Mr. Randy Taylor to accept the most astounding award for Coretta Rule? Can I ask Ms. Sonia Maury from Financial Intelligence Unit, please? Top student. Fundamentals of Records Management. Can I ask Ms. Kayleen Jones, Butterfield Bank? Top student for Certified International Financial Planner. Can I ask Mr. Ricardo Bethel, Financial Intelligence Unit, Certified International Risk Manager? Also, Mr. Lamont Dorset, Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. Can I ask Ms. Keisha Smith, Certified International Wealth Manager, Social Wealth Management? Can I ask Ms. Deborah Zonical, Certified Property Management? We also have Ms. Camacho and Mr. Hepburn. All right, congratulations to all of our top students. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone. Congratulations once again. Thank you, Honorable, and thank you, Mr. Modi. I think that's my time. Thank you, folks.
I'd like to invite Mrs. Patty Knowles and Mrs. Kimberly one more time to the stage as we will give out our floating trophy to the institution that had the most students complete courses this year at the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services. Please welcome them again.
Good evening, all, and congratulations to all the graduates this evening. We are so proud of you. I am going to let Peggy, make a presentation before I present the floating trophy.
Congratulations again to all of our students. What was? Diamonds, all of you are shining like diamonds. So beautiful. So beautiful. Anyway, it's with great pleasure that I speak about this young lady. You know, Kim and I have put together a really nice speech. And Miguel upset the apple cart and put information in the program booklet. So I'd like to call Mrs. Felicia Johnson Francis up here. I remember when she first came to the Institute, very bubbly, full of surprises, but she was a take charge person. Still taking charge, but you know what? In a good way. So I just want to read very quickly what is printed here. Felicia joined the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, BIFS, in July 2016 as a summer student through the government summer employment program. She was pursuing an Associate of Applied Science in Office Administration at BTVI, and she quickly impressed us with her strong work ethic, positive attitude, and willingness to learn. Today, we would like to recognize her for her outstanding performance. I really can't call her Mrs. Francis, excuse me, but Felicia, she was invited to return back to BIFS, and she did an internship and was later appointed as a permanent staff member on February 5th, 2018. Since then, she has continued to excel, consistently exceeding expectations, meeting deadlines with precision, and carrying out her duties with professionalism and grace. as you can see today. Wearing many hats and always with a smile, Felicia remains an invaluable member of the BIFS team, and we proudly congratulate her for her years of dedicated service and exceptional contribution to the Institute, and we wish her far more. So it's 10 years now, so it'll be another 10, 20 plus 10, 30, okay? And on behalf of the Institute, the executive committee of the members of council, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to you on your 10th anniversary. And we also have a little spending money for you too.
The honorable leader of Washington, this is very important. This young lady takes charge of me. But in a good way. I've been at the Institute for almost 50 years. Next year. And I recall I started at the Institute just like Felicia as the secretary to the then registrar. This young lady, and her mother's in the audience tonight. This young lady is going to go far. Honestly, what you see here tonight could not have happened without her. She has really, really took the bull by the horn and did a remarkable job. And she just takes charge and leads everybody. You know, she told me, now, boss, don't come here until 5 o'clock. And look at this place. Thank you. And God bless you. Good job, baby. And now I have the distinct pleasure of asking a representative from Scotiabank. Well, maybe our esteemed MC will accept the trophy or someone else. Please. Another lady who came to the Institute very young and shining like a diamond. Oh, no. So a few years ago, we instituted presenting the trophy to the bank with the highest aggregate number of students receiving certificates. And for the third consecutive year, Scotiabank is taking home the Fleming Trophy again. Please present this to your managers at the bank, and thanks Scotiabank for supporting their staff in development and training.
Okay, we're about to wrap up soon. I'm gonna invite Miss Francis back to the stage again to give out some more prizes. So I hope you're still here, waiting for your name, your ticket number to get called. Come on, Felicia, let's welcome her back.
All right, so we're giving out now day passes to Breeze It. All right, let's shake it. Oh, wait, I don't have a ticket. What's up with that? I go in deep. Ticket number 094. Going once. All right. 094. Oh, she gave it all wrong. Oh. All right. Ticket number 040. 040. Going one. Oh, she coming running. She coming in. All right, I have some other ones to give out. One, I call that one already. 003. That is. 113. 113. All right, count. 178. Ticket number 178. You coming? Ticket number 104. 104. Ticket number 115. 081. 082. 127. 137. Number 52. Ticket number 92. All right, that's it. Okay, so I just have some special awards to give up tonight. These persons mean so much to the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services. Can I please call Mrs. Christine Archer, the Vice President of the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services? Can I please call Mrs. Peggy Knoll? Can I call Miss Jean? I saw that was too cute. Can I please call Mrs. Jean Gibson to the stage? And can I please call our very own Mrs. Kimberly? You know, they said that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes these four ladies to raise the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services. Every client that comes our way, they put it out. These are the people that we call on. I know they signed my email. Follow it up on previous email. So we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mrs. Dean, you may make your way to the stage, please. She left? I'm looking at her. Could you please? Miss Dean is the office bully. Miss Dean, please come to the stage. Be ready to eat and drink. Come on. Miss Dean.
Thank you, ladies.
Oh, the picture. I know some of the times when the students or when the phone ring at the institute, it's always, can I please speak with Mrs. Dean? Mrs. Dean is on an office, she's doing a run. Can I help you? No, only Mrs. Dean. So Mrs. Dean, we want to say thank you for being, on behalf of the students, we want to say thank you for being who you are to them at the office.
Yes, you guys can go.
God is blessing you right now. Although you cannot see how he's blessing you, the Lord is blessing you right now. Somebody gave me some additional funds. And that envelope file. I want to thank the leader of the opposition. You can buy me lunch.
Check me out one sleep.
All right, let's give up another round of applause, please, as we get ready to end the night. So we thank you all for your participation this evening. Coming now to deliver our official vote of thanks is Mr. Elkin Missing. Please applaud him as he comes to the stage.
Thank you, Ms. Lampley. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. And congratulations to the award ceremony winners. Yeah. Amazing, beautiful people. Scotiabank. Scotiabank 3 years straight. Yeah. So I would like to start off by saying thank you to the Honorable Michael C. Pintard, Leader of Her Majesty's Royal Opposition, for your address this evening. After hearing your remarks, I must say I'm inspired, excited, eager, and humbled about the opportunity to work in this sector and make a positive contribution, and I am sure my colleagues feel the same. May I invite you to return to the podium to accept a token of our appreciation for the time you've spent with us this evening. Awesome, awesome. I also want to take this opportunity to officially thank those who organized and assist in making this event a resounding success. Mrs. Kim Bodie, Executive Director. Give them a round of applause as they name our corridor. Where's Miguel Pratt, the one and only? Mrs. Letitia Dean, Manager in Evening Institute. Mrs. Felicia Francis, Office Administrator. Ms. Velma Knowles, Mama Domestic Maintenance. Mr. Dino Cartwright, President of BIFS. My stepmother, well, my spiritual mother. Mrs. Christina Archer, Vice President. Mrs. E.M. Poitier. Mr. Ian Fernanda, Education Chair. Ms. Peggy Knowles, Council Member. We also extend our gratitude to the faculty and industry professionals who serve on the council, representing their respective financial institutions and employees. Your expertise and dedication are invaluable to development of industry professionals. We would not have been able to complete our represented programs without the support of family, friends, and our employers. My sincere thanks to all of you for being here this evening to support us. We also thank the musicians for their wonderful performance and Super Club Breezers for always welcoming us and ensuring our needs are met. Finally, and certainly not least, our Mistress of Ceremonies, Mistress Andia Delante. Thank you for the fabulous job and lead this evening's program.
Okay, so I don't want to be at between us and happy hour, right? Well, it's happy hour in the night now. But I do want to share something with you before you leave, graduates, because it's very important. As you go out there, conquer this world. What you have been given today, you can do so much. I'll share a personal story with you just before we leave out so that you know anything is possible. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services. This institute is where I got a stepping ground in terms of equipping myself with the knowledge I required to sit in certain rooms and in certain places. So I can tell you, having been working in the bank from I was 16 years old. So last month was 20 years in the banking industry. 20 years straight in the banking industry. And institutes like the Bahamas Institute of Financial Services, a lot of us work for organizations that provide it as a part of the total compensation package. Let me tell you this, don't leave anything on the table, right? It's not just in terms of a pay salary. Look at what it is that you're getting from the organization and make sure you take every single thing. So I want to thank especially Mrs. Letitia Dean. I know we spoke a lot about it, but this lady, I don't think I would have actually been where I am from the constant calls with her encouraging me and inspiring me to push through to now actually having my MBA. So I just want to say thank you so much. I know you would have heard a lot of things, but these are true stories. Let's go into the world and let's conquer it and really give it our best. Our Honorable Michael Printard spoke about making a difference and stepping up, so I'm challenging you. Not tomorrow, right now, when you leave, step up and do what we can to make a difference. Thank you and have a good evening. All right, so let's have fun.
I was standing on the corner when I played my was on bar. He was walking at the moment, gambling in the dark.
So I just have one more thank you to our media team. Thank you to the best DJ, DJ Ringlaw.
DJ Whitlaw. I was standing on the corner when I played my was on bar. He was walking at the moment, gambling in the dark. It was that the beat.